Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal. I'm sitting out here in the garden today, and I want to tell you guys more about some of the things I've been talking about recently with our financial situation and some of the things we're doing to basically be able to afford to quit my job. So the situation isn't quite as rosy as some might think. The fact is that my wife and I bought this house that you guys see here with the garden and everything. We bought this, I don't know, when was it, like 2 years ago or whatever. And I've been working like crazy, over the past year and a half to make the garden really nice and turn it into a food forest. I've done a video about it too if anybody wants to see the progress, because this was all covered in garbage before, and we cleaned it up. There was a lot of effort that went into doing this. But long story short, unfortunately, we actually haven't even been living in this house for a year now. We got scammed when we bought this house. This house was renovated after a fire, and unfortunately, we were led to believe that it was all fixed up nice and neat, and the fact is that it was not, and several things were not done right. So we had all sorts of water problems and mold problems and just bad air quality and all this kind of stuff, and it took about a year and a half to settle kind of the legal dispute with the previous owner. And the amount we were asking for was based on a quote that we got from a contractor to fix the house, and we ended up agreeing for half that amount. And the amount of money we have is definitely nowhere near enough to fix the house. So it's actually kind of like a pretty bad situation, because we still have a lot of money that we owe to the bank in the form of a mortgage, and we haven't even been able to live in it. Now, the only saving grace we've had is that my wife's parents live nearby. They live here in the same little city, and we've been living at their place. That's where we kind of started our married life together anyway, and then we wanted our own place. Long story short, though, we're back where we were 4 years ago, so it's very frustrating. And we have our own little space there, but that's why you often kind of see me over at my in-laws' place too, because that's pretty much where we're living. I only come here to garden and keep everything up. And we really just reached the settlement with the previous owner earlier this summer, so it's only been a couple months, and we've been trying to decide what to do, and really trying to be creative and think outside the box. And one of the things we were considering is that if I quit my job, potentially I could fix the property using the money that we got. But we had other debts too, and we decided instead to pay some of those. And the amount of money we have left over, like I've referenced before, is probably enough if we just don't change anything to live off of for about a year or so. But that's not the plan. And one of the things we've decided is that we are going to sell this house, actually. So I know it's a bit of a shock maybe to somebody watching, because of all the effort I put into the garden. And we wanted to make it work. We were just thinking long and hard about this. We've been struggling for like I said, about a year and a half, 2 years almost, because the problems with the house came out almost immediately after we moved in. It was like a few months after. And so basically, we've decided that the best thing to do is to sell and get out and use our capital wisely somewhere else. What this will mean is that we will probably be downsizing, in the sense that we will be moving farther away from Budapest, because we're just outside Budapest, and it's very expensive here right now. There's a huge real estate boom happening in Hungary, but Budapest specifically, and the nearby kind of suburbs. And unfortunately, the way the prices are now, we just simply can't afford to stay here, really. And one of the options we're considering is to kind of stay longer term, at my in-laws, but that's not without its issues as well. So long story short, we're looking at property to downsize to and move away from Budapest. And obviously, I would want to maintain gardening and growing food for ourselves as a key focus. So what we're doing is looking at places that have large property, hopefully even bigger than this, and and be able to grow a lot of our own food. So there's going to be a lot more videos coming up about this, but I just wanted to share with you guys and to kind of let you know if anybody wants to buy our house and our garden and the beginnings of the food forest that we've set up. You're more than welcome to send me an email. You can find it in the About section on the channel, and I'm happy to tell you more about it and show you guys the house. I'll probably do a video about the house itself later. I'm just kind of cleaning it up right now and getting it ready to list it, on like the real estate sites here. So yeah, basically, I'm going to be selling the food forest. It's a very bittersweet kind of thing for me. I really kind of envisioned, being here pretty much for like the rest of my life, but things don't work out like, the way you want them to sometimes. And I'm going to try and be very positive about it. If anybody knows me in real life, like I don't usually sit around and mope too long. Like I'm just focused on the future. And sometimes I think I'm actually too focused on the future and I don't focus enough on the present. And that's one of the things that I'm actually very actively trying to correct and work on for myself. And so, I really want to be present there for my children and my wife and, myself really. And just struggling with the financial situation we had here where we can't even live in the house and we're paying the mortgage. It's like just a terrible thing. So, yeah, long story short, we're going to sell it and get something else that's hopefully even better and will allow us to grow even more food. I'm going to do some more work still here in the garden because I think it'll add to the resale value, and there's a few things that I just want to still leave for whoever is buying it. Hopefully they're going to be into kind of like organic gardening and want to continue some of the work that I've started, but if not, I'm okay with that too. I've like accepted it. So and I'm trying to think if there was anything else I want to say. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit bittersweet, but I think whoever buys it, hopefully, they'll enjoy it and they'll be able to fix the house and we'll be able to, live somewhere else and be happy. So lots more changes to come. I'm going to keep you guys, informed of what's going on and let you know. But yeah, I think basically, downsizing, simplifying our life. We're going to be selling a lot of our stuff. We want to go to a far more kind of like minimalistic lifestyle, and yeah, I think it can actually turn out to be a real blessing in disguise. But like at first, it was definitely a struggle, and it was really hard to get to this point. So yeah, I think that's it for now. I'll just end with showing you guys some of the most recent harvest here. We got some more zucchinis. Hopefully I can angle it so you guys can see it. Some crazy nice zucchinis, and got a bunch more tomatoes. Let's get in there. And yeah, there's more stuff to be had. So the medlars are going crazy here. If anybody hasn't seen my videos on the medlar tree, check that out. There's some really cool fruit on here. Let's see if I can show it to you guys. Yeah, these things are awesome. And there's lots of it on here this year. It just looks like a really good year for apples and medlars. So yeah, check out that video. And if anybody wants to see the garden transformation and see kind of what we've done to the yard, like check that out. I'll link it at the end. So yeah, give it a thumbs up if you like it. And to anybody who's new, thank you. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon.